Basically, we were over at Tony and Sherry's house a few 4th of Julys ago, and we just all started talking about how we wanted to start a small group together. And it was just amazing how well we connected immediately, how we would hear something and we could immediately relate.
I was very skeptical, just because we'd been in a couple of small groups and kind of in and out of them. And at that time, I prayed a lot about it, and my travel schedule at that time, I'm away a lot, and I was thinking, how are we going to build relationships? It opened it up from the beginning. You knew everything about everyone. It was so much easier to just talk about your regular day.
I mean, we do carpools, we do play dates. I mean, anytime that anything is going, that you need help with anything, I just can send a quick text or even a quick call, and 5 people jump and say, oh, let me help, let me do this, what can I do?
I sensed, and it was communicated from a lot of people in the group, just a desire that they had that Laura and I, as staff members of the church, could come to this group and we could just be Laura and Jason and not have some, role to play other than just being who we are.
There was this bond because of the vulnerability, because of knowing everybody's stuff. We felt this closeness to this group of people new in town more than we had even with friends that we'd had for over a decade.
The bond is our dysfunction, quite honestly. It's like, as we were telling our life stories, I found it was amazing to see how far God had brought each one of us.
I grew up in Friendswood, so I knew people, but we didn't have a small group, and we were actually going through a really hard time right when we moved here. Because my mom was sick, and she later passed away, and but at the time that she was sick, she was in the hospital, and this group of people, we could not have survived without them.
Paul ended up being stationed at Methodist Hospital, where my mother-in-law was, during some of the darkest times. And I knew Paul a little bit, but constantly, if you've ever had someone sick and you just walk those halls over and over and over again, and just starts to beat the tar out of you and just kick you in the head, and he would be there every time, just waiting for us. And any time in between rounds, he would come over and be there, and that was huge.
It was 6 months after Sherry had shattered her foot, and whatever we needed, we had a chart with, I'm bringing a meal this day, or I'll go get Cooper so that I could go to work. And her family was great, but we had a whole nother family that was even larger, that was right here within minutes of us.
I think every family represented has gone through deep valleys of just, Lord, where are you? Are you present? And there's nothing is off the table. We can just bring everything to the table and say, this is the truth of where I really am.
We're trying to build friendships. It just takes a lot of work. And I just know that relationship.
I'm sorry, you guys. I feel like we're making this take forever.
This is a small group.
There was something about each of us that made the decision that we were going to be all in, and that we were going to invest in this group, not only with our time, but also with our vulnerability.
We know each other at our worst, yet we still like each other, and that's not always the case.
It took time, but there was a commitment for everyone to say, "Hey, I'm in. I'm in, and I'm going to bring everything I got, and I'm going to put it in."
Now we know each other. We don't know about each other anymore, and that was a lot harder. There's a big difference between knowing about somebody and knowing someone.